in big cities like New York, Toronto, Paris, or etc., big cities, London, whatever, Singapore, they have a very interesting way of mixing foods. For example, in Toronto, they have in Kensington Market, there's a place that makes Rasta pasta, which is Jamaican jerk chicken with pasta, and they have different types of combinations, right? And so when it comes to food, like for example, like a Hawaiian pizza, or like a Texas barbecue burger, or like a Korean kimchi fried chicken or burger, whatever. They have all kinds of stuff. So those different mixes, right? They kind of shouldn't exist in a sense, just like how mixed children shouldn't exist technically, because like it's like it's we used to think as cultures as like species, so it's like a dog and a cat like having a baby. That doesn't make sense. Like a Nicaraguan and an Indian, like how can you do that? But now we know better. Now we know that the ingredients of the culture and the different aspects of each culture are just parts of this global cultural heritage, right? That all of the ancestors are a part of. Now, in our minds, we have borders between countries, but on the spiritual level, there is, but there really isn't a strict distinction between things as we would consider them to be here in this plane. The first and fundamental thing is that we think of God as a man or woman. God is just the all creative force. Is just there is no gender. That there's no need for gender. This is for procreation to have gender. The all creative force, the source is just life. It's just continuation of a consciousness of itself. There's no distinction, right? So when we look at a divine masculine figure, because in our distinction here, like there is a sort of a split that we can at least say there's the masculine and feminine deities, goddesses, and spiritual representations and personifications, right? So if we look at a father figure from any culture, what is the difference? Let me name a few. Obatala, All Father, Odin, okay? Yahweh or El, right? Those are three. Now, how many other father figures are there? And is it not just the divine masculine energy personified through that cultural filter? What about the Inanna, Ekete, Yemanja? Like there's just so many deities, so many goddesses. The Virgin Mary, I mean, like there's an infinite representation of our universe in the masculine and feminine form. So what is the real difference between each one at a spiritual level?